Valentine's Day had always been a big deal for me. I loved celebrating it, not just for the romance, but for the small gestures, the thoughtfulness, the moments that remind us why we care about each other. That year, I had planned something special for my girlfriend, Claire. Reservations at her favorite restaurant, a handwritten note, even a small gift I knew she would love. I had been anticipating the evening all week, imagining the smile on her face when she saw all the effort I had put in. But then, the text came. Going to dinner with the girls instead. We'll celebrate another time. At first, I thought it was innocent, a last-minute change, nothing serious. I tried to play it cool, replying, "Okay, have fun." But something in the casual tone, in the timing of the message, didn't sit right with me. Valentine's Day was important, and the way she brushed it off felt dismissive. I decided to give her the benefit of the doubt. Maybe she really had plans with her friends. But as the evening progressed, my anxiety grew. I tried not to overthink, telling myself I was being paranoid, but I couldn't shake the unease gnawing at me. By 8 p.m., curiosity and a creeping sense of dread pushed me to check social media. That's when I saw it, a post from one of her friends' accounts. A photo of Claire, laughing, clearly dressed up for a dinner, not with a group of friends, but just one man, who was smiling far too intimately for my comfort. My heart sank. I stared at the screen, disbelief and betrayal flooding through me. I wanted to call her, confront her, demand an explanation, but part of me hesitated. I needed clarity. I needed proof that this wasn't some misunderstanding. I decided to leave the apartment quietly, driving to a nearby area where I could see the restaurant from a distance without being noticed. My hands shook as I watched them through the window. My girlfriend, the person I had trusted, was clearly sharing a private moment with someone else, someone who wasn't me. I didn't burst in, didn't yell, didn't create a scene. Instead, I stayed in my car, letting the realization sink in. The hurt was sharp, but oddly, so was clarity. I knew in that moment that I couldn't continue as if nothing had happened. This wasn't just a small lie or a harmless oversight. This was a choice, and it was a choice that betrayed the trust one had placed in her completely. The next day, I confronted Claire calmly. I didn't shout, I didn't cry. I simply showed her what I had seen. The silence that followed was deafening. She tried to explain, stumbling over excuses, but I couldn't hear them. Not because I didn't want to, but because the evidence spoke for itself. I realized then that some moments in a relationship are decisive. Some actions cannot be forgiven easily, because they reveal deeper truths about priorities, character, and loyalty. Valentine's Day, of all days, had shown me hers. I made a choice that day. I couldn't let anger or bitterness dictate my response. Instead, I chose action. I ended the relationship. I walked away from the person I had loved, knowing that staying would only allow this betrayal to fester. It wasn't easy. The first few weeks were painful. I questioned myself, replayed events in my mind, and wondered if I could have done something differently. But slowly, I began to see it clearly. Her choice didn't reflect my shortcomings, it reflected hers. I focused on myself. I invested time in friends, hobbies, and personal growth. I started running, joined a local art class, and even took small trips alone, experiences I had always wanted to enjoy with someone, but had neglected. Each step, each day, reminded me that my life didn't have to be defined by betrayal. I could reclaim it. Months later, I realized something profound. The night she chose someone else over honesty, over me, was the night I truly began to live for myself. The heartbreak that had seemed unbearable became a catalyst for self-discovery and empowerment. A year later, Valentine's Day came again. I was single, but I felt stronger than I ever had. I remembered the previous year's betrayal not with bitterness, but with gratitude, for clarity, for growth, and for the strength I had found in standing up for myself. Life sometimes throws people at us who are not meant to stay. It's painful, yes, but it's also an opportunity. An opportunity to reassess, to rebuild, and to honor your own worth. That Valentine's Day, the one where my girlfriend chose someone else over me, became a turning point. I didn't just survive the betrayal, I transformed because of it. I learned that love is not just about shared moments, it's about respect, trust, and mutual value. And when those are broken, the most courageous choice is to walk away with dignity. Today, I live my life fully, surrounded by people who appreciate and respect me. I'm stronger, wiser, and more self-aware than I was before. And every time Valentine's Day comes around, I remember that painful night, not as a wound, but as the moment I found my strength. Because sometimes, the people who betray us don't destroy us. They reveal our true capacity to rise, rebuild, and thrive.